We have all the learning. We use as a company, we provide a lot of opportunities to learn. We give everybody Udemy free. We give everybody LinkedIn learning, and everybody have a Chat GPT license. Everybody can use it actually. And we also look at adoption percentage and how it is helping us to improve our productivity too. At the end, if you have a environment where people are treated fairly, the retention will be there actually. So that's another reason initially I talked about. Performance wise, people might be high, mediocre or low, but at the end, if you treat everybody same, like when you interact with them, that makes a huge difference actually.
So once you are into that Microsoft MVP group, so how different was being an allied group? Because you have access to a lot of information which is not available to the public. Because Microsoft used to release their product at least a year before to the insiders.
Correct. It is. Sometimes you will feel very proud also, right? Think about, right, when I got the Microsoft SQL Server CD 7.0, I got it like at least 8-9 years ago for the beta testing. Yeah. So primarily, that is like you get as soon as you get the award, the MVP, you can see the full bundle will come with your badge, certificate, and also like probably 30 CDs, which is not even public actually.
Yes.
So you have the has satisfaction, happiness, go install it and play around. And I was even the beta tester for SQL 7.0 and 2000 right before the the product went even half live, right? And the people, even beta will go live.
Yes.
But for me, I got an opportunity to test and use the product well before it went into the real beta testing event. So the important factor is you get being Microsoft, right? They always provide. I'm not sure they're still doing it, but they're still doing it. So that really help you to really get into the technology. And if you're trying to work on something which is not even public, right, then that also will be, you will learn much earlier than others.
So I think by the time you were there, the cloud was released, Windows Azure?
No. It is long, because by the time now I hear about Azure, but I have not worked with Azure, because even ADF, people talk about ADF, I have not worked on it, but it is all evaluation, right? SQL SSIS was there, now it become ADF, right? Pipelines and all those stuff. But
Power BI.
Correct. That's right, Power BI and all those stuff. But for me, I stopped before cloud, hands-on.
Okay, all right. So you have that SQL Server in your bloodstream now. So whenever you see something, you will see that first of all, see where the data is going, how efficiently it is saving. Now there is a technology called NoSQL.
Correct.
But when it comes to optimization, it's again going back to the traditional RDBM systems.
Correct.
So I think when you started this database optimization, the actual education you had done back in engineering, it really helped how the data structure tree is actually being worked, how it is being used. Because people used to think that that knowledge is completely waste, especially when you're learning this kind of technology, and finally you are using it.
Correct.
Now it is more relevant when you're doing AI and ML.
Correct. So, I mean, you're right, especially now with respect to optimization, right? You have multiple tiers. One is your the server layer you can optimize, right? How your RAM is allocated, how the disk, right? The database are span across multiple layers, so that when the data go and hits, right, it is primarily spread across multiple disks, so that your physical I/O, all those will be spread across multiple.
Yes.
Another one is on the data layer, right, and the logical layer where you create indexes, right? That's what you just talked about. Whether it use binary tree or B tree, all those stuff, and to pick the right path, you should have a clear idea when you create an index, right? I see people do. Especially normal developers, right? They do create index, just index. They probably may not know it based on the where condition they create index, but at least you should be very clear on when you create index.
Yes.
Index will be there even if you have all the new things coming in. Indexing is very important. So you have to really evaluate how your pages scans across. Is it table scan or index scan? Or based on the situation and scenario, you have to create indexes so that you get the real benefit out. For that, now you need to really understand how the overall the indexing, all the concepts works. Now that's where you need to go back to your old stage and see how to create the right indexes across clustered or non-clustered, all those stuff you need to think and do it based on your real purpose and need actually.
So there is a case study when I was working on this cloud transition from SQL Server.
Yeah.
The biggest challenge we face, the resource allocation. The cloud is expensive. And the people, whenever you want to improve some SQL Server performance, they'll go for indexing.
Correct.
But instead of writing in disk, you are writing in memory.
Correct.
So we ran out of memory, no CPU usage.
Correct.
So this was a typical problem we used to face because of this. So I was trying to figure it out why these people are not able to do this.
Correct. So primarily because I won't blame them currently, the compute, right? Everybody is in cloud. They, instead of optimizing, I even see people, right? Because they just buy compute, right? They pay it and buy the compute.
Yeah.
But like you mentioned, if we really planned well, instead of keeping everything in the memory, we can write in the disk also. So that memory can be used only for the latest information which is required at that particular point of time. All the others should go back to disk, so that your compute for the compute can be reduced, right? And you can do a lot of savings too. You don't have to keep everything in the real memory, like Redis or anywhere. You don't have to keep it all the time. Rather, you can keep it in your disk also. But plan it well based on your need of the application. Most important, I would say, need of the hour, right? That's the important thing.
Yes. So this is one of the challenges we are facing in the product development, especially on SaaS solution on the cloud. There, you have to reduce infrastructure cost.
Correct.
Because that inflation is not same whenever you're selling a global product. Correct. You have to sell cheaper in some areas.
Correct.
But how you are going to save the infrastructure cost minimum?
Correct.
So this is where you are going to save it. But if you don't educate our developers, this is how it used to be.
Correct.
And then we will have deep problem because nowadays cloud is overloaded because every 1 or 2 years you are actually burning 3 times of what you're supposed to burn.
Correct.
So this is a typical problem we face.
Exactly. So we face that, but the only thing is what we do is first year we burn ourselves, and next year we see every the bill will come in like every year. Right? It's like our electricity bill, right? The bill will keep on see how your computer is going to be. So one point you realize the importance, and we started doing a lot of work in by calling as FinOps, so that we monitor every usage, every instance, dev, QA, and production, and see what is the right way to do. And then automatically, you can see the efficiency coming in and reduce the cost coming down. But the focus need to be very consistent, right?
Yes.
Otherwise, what we'll do is we'll do once, and after that, there is no priority. That should be part of your OKR, so that how much year over year cost you're going to reduce, unless your business is going to grow. If the business grow and if you get more customers, then it's different.
Yeah.
Right. Then you can look at how much you can spend more. But at the end, if your growth is flat, then ultimately you need to find ways to reduce the cost. Actually, if you have clear, if you learn how your usage is, including what time is your peak time every day, based on that you can, ramp up and ramp down your resources. That's how you can reduce the cost.
Yeah. Right. So although the same time is optimization, the cost to keeping up the competition. So when you want to keep the competition price. So it's important because when you're selling multiple tires.
Correct.
So this is solution architecture evolution is not happening nowadays. Especially it's not ever found in our community. People are not aware there is so architecture need to be evolved. So it is not being considered. So what is your point of suggestion? Is how did you actually came to an optimization? Because SQL Server being an SQL Server in optimization, you're at that very peak level.
It's more about your interest, right? Especially when you do something, be curious, right? And also try to learn. Also, not just you by yourself, right? You should talk to. That's another thing. You have to go attend the forums, seminars, presentations, the events happening conducted by like Microsoft or Oracle or anybody, right? It could be any products. Go understand, listen to the people who are doing it already, right? Then because otherwise you feel that whatever you are doing is correct. You should read. You should go through the podcast. You should go attend seminars and big events. There the leaders will come and talk about how technology leaders come and talk about what they did differently, and take that best practice and implement it actually. And also when you do something right, understand not just about if your application works, don't stop there. think about what is the overall impact, how
Yes.
much cost is going to be incurred, how much CPU usage, how is the memory usage, all those stuff you don't take a look at and see how we can optimize. So that now sometimes there is no business demand for that because business
Yes.
is working.
Yes.
But at the end, as an architect, unless being a solution architect, you should really understand how it's performing. So even if you go through right now, during my earlier days, right, I used to even put the performance monitor, right? You know, the performance monitor usage, the CPU usage, memory usage, everything at disk IO. I go through and see where it is increasing. Then you need to find ways to solve that, right? Our
Yes.
goal, if the CPU is spiking to 70 or 80 during some time, it could be your bad IO, it could be your bad queries could be,
Yes.
but identify them and solve it. But nobody is going to complain you because unless it's really impacted your systems, right?
Yeah.
But you should be very proactive as an architect. You have to be very proactive to solve the problems very proactively.
I heard about this. I mean, when you start, this store processes are very small. At a certain level, it's like a lines of 5,000, 6,000 line of code. That is a really bad way of doing it. Rather than just going a small chunk of optimized ones and going for it. So this kind of best practice is coming from the community learning.
Correct. Well, the one is community learning, and all some other stuff will come in through you evaluate yourself and see where the problem is, and then you can break down your code into multiple pieces, and then it's easy for others to learn also, right? If you are putting like a 5,000 line code, it's very difficult to even understand the business logic. So there are ways to solve it. It could be your index, it could be your disk, it could be your memory, it could be your own programming logic, or it could be index also. So find the real problem and then try to attack it. Actually, that's what I would say.
Okay. So now it's coming back for solutioning level. So how do you transform to a technology reader to a real business owner, where you transform yourself into a director of this H&R Block in India? So at which point you actually left the technology background behind and moved into this?
That happened before H&R Block itself, right? Probably about 12 years ago or 13 years ago.
Okay.
I was doing both actually. I was I do both technology and management also. But that time, I realized it's a lot of burnout actually, because doing both the jobs together with almost 100% doing it is not going to be possible. That's when your mentors and coaches will help, right? So I talked to my mentors, and one person is very, very senior. What he asked me to do is, right, you relax a day. Next day, take a piece of paper and write your positives. What do you want to do in technology? What do you want to do it in in leadership or management role? And what I did is I wrote both actually. Probably sitting calm down and not thinking much anything about it. But I wrote like both sides, like the pros and cons with respect to technology alone and the leadership alone. And then it was neck to neck, almost close finish. Both of them are close finish. Then I talked to the person who suggested the mentor, very senior person, and then we do a 3-hour discussion, and finally decided the reason is technology is very important. Now I went to a decision of taking a management role.
Okay.
Reason is because of people, because I love working with people, because irrespective of their performance, right? They could be a top or mediocre or even low, because it's human. Performance is one side. Once you become treating people, it's all human. So at the end, right, I love working with people and sharing knowledge. That's where I decided to let go technology. It took about 2.5-3 hours for me to even make that small decision to let go technology, and finalized, right, instead of a technology person, move towards a leadership role.
So you started in UST. So which year that was?
In 2002.
2002. So that time you were started as a technical person. Yes. Then over the time you left your technology behind and started as full-time leadership.
Correct.
So when you become a technology person to a leadership, first thing you see, okay, this person is taking longer. Shall I do it myself? Shall I do my hands on myself? You had that in your back in mind, right? So when you are coaching somebody, you will always give them, I can do it X many times other than this guy. So how did you get out of that kind of same?
I don't do it. Thank God. Actually, now probably rather now I'll make that person do it. Actually, okay. So I have seen that even now. I have seen the same comment coming from people. Hey, instead of teaching a fresh graduate, I can do it myself. Right, immediately take only 30 minutes.
Yes.
Rather, I need to spend 2 days for that. So what I do is normally whenever and even the person I transition, right, the person was smart enough, much better than me. That's what I need to thank myself. But at the end, uh, at times I think about, right, should I do it? But I always thought about, if I do it right next time on, I end up in doing it over and over again. But what I did is I give directions and I make the person do it actually, right? Even the day I transitioned, actually it was long transition, it took about 6 to 8 months. But at the end, right, during that course, I decided I will not do anything. Rather now, the other person, or even now, right, even not now, the when I transition from a technology to a management role, even I see sometimes I go and take my keyboard and work on it, but then I feel I should not do it. Actually, I stop it and say,
Yes.
let me explain you what the real problem is, and you can go and figure it out. If I do it right, and if I do it, that the transition wouldn't have really good one. Number two is other person would have felt, what is this guy doing it actually, right? So I still remember also, whenever you do transition, do it from your heart actually, right? Do it from your heart. That's important, right? Do not even give a single space of gap, because uh, unless you transition successfully, you cannot take up the next level role actually, right?
Yes. Yes.
So do that actually. No, don't hide. Don't be very transparent. We make the person 100% successful. If you do that, ultimately they'll be there all the time with you. I'm
Yeah,
telling you,
you
those
are the
folks.
beneficial party.
Exactly. At the end, I'm going to be the beneficiary person than the other person.
Yeah.
But they keep really good connects with me still. Think about it, right? After 13, 14 years, they still believe that they talk about it. Only reason is they know the way I transitioned.
Okay.
Full transparent, right? They can call me anytime. I can provide the information. I don't put hands on. They will do it. At the end, it's faster and more. They also feel very happy that now I'm giving it to them very openly. So that's the reason.
Yeah, this is one of the critical learning that you must share with your team, and for the scaling.
Correct.
I think you must have done the same thing.
Absolutely.
So building the second level team.
Correct.
So what was your experience of building that second level core team?
In a primarily, if you look into the UST days, I look for attitude more technology. That's
Okay.
I always give importance to technology. Technology is important, but I always look into the right attitude and culture. Technology can be learned actually, right? If you have the right attitude, then there will not be any ego, right? People will be all free flow. That's something I always keep in my management style. It's more than technology, attitude play a vital role. So that keeps me right. Whoever I build in that the next level, I always look into more more of attitude, right? People with the right culture, and that's a mantra I do all the time. So I'll always try to spend a lot of time with my next level all the time, and also provide them the directions, the feedback, right? People talk about feedback. I give every day feedback. That's one of our company culture also now, because that's I've been doing it for the last probably 20 years, about giving feedback instantly, not even every day. It's instant feedback, because you don't have to keep it right at the end of appraisal cycle. So one is attitude, like hire the people with the right attitude, give the feedback frequently. Third thing is talk to them very openly, to being very transparent. These are the 2 or 3 things which I keep it all the time with my direct report, not just with the direct reports, even in the other level people also.
So that's why the setting up the culture and growing the same cultural values and passing it to the other team members, and is grown. So what was your size of your team that time you were actually building in UST and followed by H&R Block?
UST, right? From a individual performer, more from technology to a leadership, I could grow from when I started leadership. It was not like zero. It was like 150 people there. It moved to about 350 In India, about 300 and about 90 to close to 100, about 400 people. In the US, about 100.
Okay.
That means about 400 people is the team. Was the team between US and India. Now
Yeah,
in
yeah.
India we had multiple centers. Then when we started H&R Block, right? Because that happened in 2017.
Okay.
So the decision of moving from UST to H&R Block was a big, big decision for me. I never thought I'm going to move out. But again, that's what I trust my mentors. I had thank God I have a lot of good mentors
Mhm.
who always selfless without any expectation. They give thoughts. After talking to a lot of mentors, they suggested the opportunities will never come again. Right?
Yeah.
Grab that. Actually, it's a good company, and setting up from like a startup, right? And somebody is giving you money, right? To start up from zero.
Yes.
So I took that opportunity of forming a team from zero with zero branding in India. Actually, with zero brand, almost zero
Yes.
branding in
Zero
India.
branding, yeah.
It's a great experience to kickstart that. Actually, that's a big thing, right? With zero experience in building teams, right? Building companies, zero
All of a
branding.
sudden your experience turns zero.
Correct.
Because when you are interacting in the real world, because
Correct.
when you are sitting inside a corporate world, we are never dealing with these real world issues, corporate tax issues, all these
Correct.
day-to-day hiring issues,
Correct.
people attitude issues. So all of us, hundreds of problems, all of a sudden we are going to solve.
You covered that up actually. That is the problems I faced actually, right? First one is I never had experience in building a company. No regulatory experience, right? All the government process, setting up the registration process, no experiences, nothing, no experience. Zero branding, and we got to hire about, initially we got to hire about 100 people. No branding in H&R Block with no brand. How will people come and join?
How you are going to convey your stories? Nobody going to trust you.
Exactly. So that is primarily, we had like 3 or 4 big problems to solve. I never expected when I took this opportunity, right? When I never thought about, will I have a problem? I thought nothing. It's easy to do it, like, because in my earlier companies, right, they do all the process. I take it easy, all the HR, finance, legal. But once we started early, we came to know about all these challenges actually. So it's not easy.
So all of a sudden you became the front face of the company that is open to the open world. You have a corporate world behind.
Correct.
So that's gateway. You became the gateway.
Correct. That is a big experience. But again, if you have the right people, right? I talked about attitude. I got like 3 or 4 folks came with me with the right attitude. Now they were carrying. I still remember when we ordered laptops. 100 laptops came in. Who to carry it from ground floor to up? 5th floor. They all went. I was in different meetings. They all went themselves with experience of 20 plus. They carried all the laptop by themselves from 0th floor to 5th floor. That's the reason I said it's not about technology. Get the right attitude people. They'll be there with you, whatever situation it is. Right?
Yeah.
That is your success. Right? So I will treat people around you, the right people around you, make you success than your own capability. So
because they understand the purpose, that's why they are with you.
Correct.
So you have to always look for those kind of attitudes.
And the trust, right? And most importantly, they trusted, and they also had the same challenges, right? It's now Block. Will be successful moving into this company? But the trust they had with me is immense. Actually, they are with me still. The passion and energy they give towards the company and the brand, you should see. Even if it's in the cricket ground or in a tug of war or in a football game, right?
Yeah.
People talk about we get people. It's not the reality. The passion of them. They want to be there, right? They want to participate. It's more about participatory culture helped us really get the branding here, without spending zero money, right? That's the thing.
Okay, the first year you have a target of hiring 100 people with zero branding. So nobody was accepting interview calls. You are looking for the top 5% people. They won't even look at the brand they're unfamiliar of. And how did you solve that problem? And first of all, at what point you realize these are the critical points you need to fix?
Correct. So, first I start with, I talked about is the regulatory thing, right? All the legal things. There is we never had experience in building companies. How we solved is, we got the right human resource person, we got the right legal person, we got the right finance person.
Okay.
So they did it actually. You cannot be the master of everything, right?
Yes.
Even now I do not know how finance works, how full HR works, or how legal works. but they do it. It's a trust. So get the right people. If you get the right people, they'll solve it for you. That's the number. That's how I solved the first one. The branding, what we did is we went with a referral model. Whoever we know, right? It's
Okay.
more about whoever we know. We call them directly. Different companies, we call them directly, and our success rate of converting from a offer letter to joining is about 99.9%.
Okay.
So everybody, right, whoever we offered, they all joined. About 120 people joined. So the next step is primarily, how can we create a brand within Trivandrum? So what we did is primarily, we started participating. Like a TPL, the Techno Premier League, or the dance competition. We never used to win that time because we used to be in the below 50 or 60. But during the initial days in 2017, 18, 19, but we always thought we have to be the number one point, right? We put that effort. Actually, we get the right people. We go for, even now I try to go over the weekends. I go there and spend time with the team. So that they also feel the importance of why we are doing it, actually, right? So ultimately everybody started talking about, wait, which is this company, right? H&R Block.
Yeah.
So if you look into the last 3-4 years, we are back to back at Technopark Premium League champions. Last time we became runner up. But at the end, it's not about winning. That's what I keep on telling team. People, even other folks, my friends will think, we are trying to be winner. It's not about winning. If we go there and participate, the team spirit, right, across the company,
Yes.
we call us connected culture, that dramatically improve. All these folk coming and playing the soccer, football, or cricket, they are really good players too. They good players, and now they also contribute towards that project. They are not being hired for just playing. They do a great job in their day-to-day work also, because I am a firm believer of whoever is good in sports, they are really good in their day-to-day work also. So it's more about the branding perspective. How we solved is, we participate in all the events, whatever events happen in the Technopark, we participate. Initially it was more about participation. Gradually that passion and energy helped us to be into a winning spirit.
Okay.
But at the end, for me, winning is secondary. It's more about participating. That created your connected culture and improve your performance across. This is the number 2. Number 3 is, the challenge is, it's a US tax company, right? We always have, we do not, the most important thing which I learned from my past experiences, unless you know the business, it's not easy.
Yes.
So we put lot of efforts to hire accounting graduates and people who knows US taxes. Thanks to the even recently, about 3 years ago, Kerala government started the ASAP program. ASAP program also have the US tax building expertise.
Okay.
We had about 40 to 50 people, or more than that actually, through that program. What government do is they hire the accounting graduates, both BCom, MCom, and MBA, and they provide them about a 6 to 8 months course. They call us EA program called Enrolled Agent.
Okay.
They train them in US taxes. They spend money, and we can hire them with zero cost actually. That also, it's a combination of our effort in building the tax expertise, and also a sub program also helps to get the right people. That we also that's the third challenge we had, building the domain knowledge. That also
Yes.
helped. If you look into the last 4 years, we have the strong people with the good US tax knowledge in Trivandrum, sitting Trivandrum and Hyderabad. So we have 2 centers.
Okay.
So these are the three things. We have a lot of other challenges, but for us, most importantly, knowing how to run the operations. Number 2 is creating the brand. Third one is more about the building the business knowledge, sitting from India. So
Okay. So I think you have spoken earlier that you are being the center of culture building, everything. So in this H&R Block is being branded as top 10 companies for a great place to work. So that achievement was a lot of hard work behind it. So you are being that drive, behind the drive. So what was your experience?
I'm there, but if you look into it, we are for your information, we are the number 1 actually. In the thing about a company started in 2017. In 2015, we are the number 1 great place to work across India, across all industries. It's a great achievement. I will not take the credit. Probably I'll take credit only like 1 or 2%. Rest all go to my team. Actually, they put effort actually. Now it's been run. They have different phases. One is the survey will go to the entire employees here,
Yeah.
and second thing is there's a culture audit where we need to put a lot of documents with all your best practices and the various even happening. So I'm zero involved in that actually, but it's more about the right people, right? We have the people with around me, the leadership team. They put a lot of effort, not just lot of effort. It's more about day-to-day effort, right? It's not about once you do it. Every day they think about what is that we can do better. It could be your CSR program, or it could be various initiatives like how to make our team engaged. Even we got certified first time. That is within number 100 actually.
Okay.
During the COVID actually, that happened in 2019 or so.
Mhm.
That's the Great Place to Work survey and the cultural audit happened during the COVID time, and we could get there actually. So there is zero effort put in because everybody is working from home. Okay, but at the end we were connected actually.
Mhm.
All the time we will find ways to connect each other, and that particular culture, right, more about participatory culture and knowing people both personally and professionally and helping them, that really helped us to create that culture of togetherness, which is the most important factor than working for to get certified, right? Same thing like what winning a cricket match, it's not about working to win, it's about creating that culture of participation.
Yes.
Same thing, instead of being a number one great place to work, every day you think about your employee, right? They should feel it's an extended family.
Mhm.
They should be part of H&R Block. That's the only thing we do. So, and we get a lot of support from our the US teams and Canada and Australia teams. They also think this is a single unit across.
Yeah.
That's the reason you get all the flexibility, right? Because people used to say, how is H&R Block making the noise? Because even from the CEO level, they think, that's a culture we need to build it. So we get a lot of support from them too.
Yeah.
So,
Because retaining this talent, because you are investing a lot of time and money on training these people,
Correct.
because this is a specific domain you need to keep forward.
Correct.
So retention is on a critical index.
Correct.
So I think everything around this coming to same points, culture building.
Correct. Absolutely. No, I'll definitely take the credit because at the end, if you have a environment where people are treated fairly, the retention will be there actually. So that's another reason initially I talked about. Performance wise, people might be high, mediocre or low, but at the end, if you treat everybody same, like when not when you interact with them, that makes a huge difference actually, right? So I'm not saying we definitely we need to take care of the top performers, but at the end, treatment is more about how you interact with them need to be same. So
yeah.
So that's
I think there was a lot of community activities around H&R
Correct.
Block, like shelter program, women in block. So what was the initiatives came from the same team, or you had this in mind when you grow, you must be doing the same thing, the diversity?
Never actually. I think looks like you have a fair idea of what we are doing, which is good because our team, even social media, LinkedIn team, we don't have a team at it actually. There are a couple of people who are selflessly doing it actually at a direct level and manager level. They have a full-time job and they're doing it actually. Just their goal is to create an impact towards the community. So like you said, Block Shelter is one of we have a very good Block social responsibility. We brand as corporate social responsibility. We rebranded as Block social responsibility. We call us BSR. Within that, we have multiple programs actually. One of the flagship program is called Block Shelter. I think our 12th house is under construction.
Okay.
It is primarily purely driven by an associates. No CSR separate team. It's all our internal employees.
Internal members.
They even last week, I saw many videos and pictures. What they go about 15 of them went there. The 12th house construction is happening, and they cleaned up and they were painting actually. Think about, and a weekend, Saturday, Sunday, they going like 15 people going there, all engineers going there and cleaning up without even asking. They just nominate and they just volunteer and they go do it actually. But at the end, right, the reason is what we are doing is the funding we collected within our employees.
Okay.
And once they go, even the electrician, all those stuff will be done internally. So you can reduce at least 50% of the cost actually.
Yeah.
And also Team Connect too, right? 12th house, and we are doing it for the people. There is a the BSR team do the decision. They collect nominations and they ensure that they do the decision. I cannot even if I nominate, I cannot influence. Actually, they will do decisions.
Yeah.
They go do the site visit, and finally they decide this is the right beneficiary. Right? It should be a single mom. Most of the people, if you go see that now, they really they don't have house to live, and you feel that actually once you give the key. I normally go hand over the keys, and though sometimes I deny, but they will not allow. I need to go there. That's what they say. When I go see deliver the key, right? That's you see that satisfaction from the beneficiaries actually. There are other programs also. There are different programs. We've been running it for years. Another program is more about it's for we are partnering with Ahalya Hospital for both cataract surgery, and it's called Be the Vision. And we also promote the people who requires the sports articles, all those stuff. We have multiple programs. Most important, like you mentioned, is sustaining that and doing it consistently, right?
Yeah.
So it could be sports, it could be your the Be the Vision, or it could be your block shelter. There will not be any gaps actually. Somebody, even if people change to take responsibility, they will hand it over to the right people so that it will run without any follow-ups actually. That's what I'm saying. That's the difference I see in our team. So again, attitude plays a key role here. So
this means you have a self-sustained team who drives themselves and without even getting into that. I think that's where actually, because all the way you came from is actually built this point.
Correct.
That's why you are number one.
Number one is the end result, right? Yeah. For me, it's more about our team works as a single owned H&R Block team, right? Even when I send a great place to work, number one, this happiness from coming from the US or Canada team is also same thing. So once you start seeing the outcome and happiness from others, right, ultimately this will be sustained.
They must be jealous of seeing at your cultural activities, because because here our culture is more dynamic, more noise.
Correct.
But it's not the Western countries.
It's culture, right? Culture at the end, but they appreciate. Instead of jealous, they feel our India team is doing really great, and they want to take some of the best practice from here. One of the program they took is Accelerate program. That's a fresher hiring program.
Yeah, campus initiative.
Campus program. They said, no, you guys are doing amazing. Let's take it from here to the US also. They started doing it for the last 4 or 5 years. So
yeah, right. Okay, and coming back to the technology side, because since the tax building company is very old.
Correct.
Because since after the World War II.
71-year-old.
Yeah, company. World War II is launched. So all the ways came from a lot of systems. Now it is end-to-end tax system, consultation, all top of it. So where is actually it's going now in the future? Because now, since AI is coming into, so you are in a micro environment where systems are very much localized. The SaaS is going away. So what is the future is coming from this?
We are already almost 100% cloud actually as a company. In a year before, we put a lot of focus towards that. And we are also looking into our customer segment, especially Gen Z, and building products. And also we are also heavily focused on the artificial intelligence too. So not just now, it's been started about 3 years ago, and there's a lot of good adoption within our engineers also to move towards AI, and they're supporting that. So as a company, we are like those 71-year-old company. We have our own strategy. We had just completed a 5-year strategy, and we have the next 5-year strategy going on. It is very much aligned towards our customer experience. So, and also leveraging all the new latest technologies, including AI.
Again, the technology transition is a learning system, right?
Correct.
So you must have that learning system internally so that people can catch up quickly.
Absolutely, we have all the learning. We use as a company, we provide a lot of opportunities to learn. We give everybody Udemy free. We give everybody LinkedIn learning, and everybody have a chat GPT license. Everybody can use it actually. And we also look at adoption percentage and how it is helping us to improve our productivity too. But we don't measure that in our performance, but at least we should see how our people can go to the next level.
Since you said last 3 years onwards, you are already using the AI initiative. So that transition happened even before that. because the traditional developers moved into AI using the AI technology,
Correct.
and because there should be some core team is actually driving that
Correct.
point. So, what was that core team doing, and what was the vision behind that?
It's primarily to better the customer experience. That's the only goal. As a company, we reach to the end customers directly, right?
Mhm.
At the end, we try to understand our business problem, customer problem, and we try to solve it. AI probably could be one of the enabler, but we use a lot of other strategies also to see how we can give a better experience to our customer. So
Okay. So, what is the current size now?
the team size.
Yes.
Team size at Trivandrum and Hyderabad together we could be about 1,500, and we also support a lot of partner ecosystems, right? H&R Block coming in, right? Think about it, you have 1,500 plus full-time employees, and we also have about 500 people working with different partner companies, so that along with H&R Block other companies can grow, right? That's a norm we do, right? And also we had about, if you look into our 1,500, about 50% of the people come in join through our campus program. Think about an opportunity, from the local domestic schools and colleges, right? We hire a lot of people from them, and we also look at providing them the opportunity to grow along with us, vendors and both the campus graduates too.
And most importantly, you are able to retain these people because of the cultural index fact.
Correct.
So that's the key part, because the product companies want people stay longer so that they can improve the product.
Correct.
Use
You are
their
right.
knowledge.
So many of them have good. You are right. Actually, the retention is high, and also they staying back. You have the knowledge, the business knowledge intact within the company. So that also help. Actually.
Yeah, it's not just like you develop and go, because you are going to maintain the product for a long time. So the evolutions should come.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Even yesterday, right? There was a business need, and people want to work. We just not even requested. There's an email went in, and people were ready to just jump in and support. That's a rigor. You don't have to request. Rather, you just want to make them aware. So,
Right.